I'll show you how to work a double crochet mesh stitch pattern. There are many types of mesh stitches that you can do with double crochet, so this is just one of the most common. I'll be using American crochet terminology throughout. This particular mesh stitch pattern begins with a multiple of 2 stitches plus 4. In other words, 6 chains is the absolute least number of chains that you can start with. In this case, I'm starting with 14 chains. I'm also going to be coming back and want to recognize the top of my turning chain. So actually, one of the first things I'm going to do to make this easier is to put a marker in the second chain from the hook. This loop on my hook is not a stitch. So here's the first chain, there's the second chain. I'm just going to put a marker in that second chain from the hook. So when I come back, I will know where to put my last stitch of the next row. To begin row 1, I work a double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to work a double crochet into that stitch. I can work into the back bump of the chain if I want to, but here I'm just working into the front of the chain to work my double crochet. That entire skipped business right there is going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. So there's a chain 1, there's 3 chains that are my double crochet, and then a skipped chain. That will make more sense when we come back to it. The next thing I do is chain 1, skip 1 chain, and double crochet into the next chain. And I'll do that all the way across. So chain 1, skip 1 chain, double crochet into the next chain. Chain 1, skip 1 chain, double crochet into the next chain. You always want to make sure that foundation chain was loose enough. It shouldn't be too tight when you're doing this. Here I am at the last chain 1 and double crochet into that last chain. And you can see that I have double crochets and chain 1 spaces here. For row 2, I'll turn and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this case, I also want to put a marker in the second chain from the hook, so I will be able to find where to put my stitch next time. If you don't need markers, that's absolutely fine, but I'm doing this for those of you who have not done this stitch before or who might be beginning crocheters and get confused at the beginning and end of rows. So there's my 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, but I have a marker in the second chain from the hook. I'm just going to leave that marker there. Now, skip this chain space and double crochet in the next stitch. So I'm ignoring this and just double crocheting into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1 chain space, and double crochet into the next stitch. So I'm working under 2 loops of that double crochet right there at the top of the stitch, and do that all the way across. Chain 1, skip that chain space, work into the next stitch. At the end of the row, I chain 1 and then double crochet into the top, or the stitch that's the turning chain. Remember that turning chain that I had where I skipped a bunch of chains? The reason I put a marker here is because I want to put this last double crochet into that marked stitch right here. And I may need to take my marker out. Nope, I can do it. Right there into that marked stitch. And that helps me recognize and create that last space here where I had that turning chain. you see I actually skipped a chain and I worked into that second stitch, or the top of what would have been the double crochet. Now I can remove this marker for just a minute. Repeat row 2 for the entire pattern. So now I just turn, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, put a marker in that second chain, then double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip the space, double crochet in the next double crochet. I don't even think of it as skipping a space. I just think of it as chain 1, double crochet in each double crochet. So do that all the way across, and that is what creates my double crochet mesh. If you'd like more crochet instruction like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out the links in the video notes for other ways you can find me. Thanks for watching.